What if I told you your parrot has rules they expect you to follow? Would you know what they are? Most owners think they understand their bird, but parrots have silent expectations that go way beyond food, water, and toys. These are unspoken rules your parrot tests you on every single day. And if you keep breaking them, which most people do without realizing it, your parrot won't tell you. They'll just quietly stop trusting you a little more each time. Let's start with the one almost everyone gets wrong. 1. Staring into your parrot's eyes. Have you ever leaned in close to admire your parrot, looking right into their eyes, and noticed they suddenly froze or backed away? You probably thought nothing of it. Maybe they were just curious about something else. But here's what was actually happening. In the wild, parrots are prey animals. Their entire survival depends on noticing when something is looking at them, because predators look directly at what they're about to attack. A direct, locked stare from a much bigger creature triggers an instant alarm in your parrot's brain. It doesn't matter that you're smiling. To your bird, a fixed gaze from above can register as a hawk sizing them up. So every time you stare lovingly into those eyes thinking you're bonding, your parrot might be quietly bracing for danger. The right move is simple. Approach at eye level or slightly below, glance softly, and let your gaze drift away instead of locking on. And if you've been staring without knowing this, don't worry. But pay close attention to the last part of this video, because where your parrot chooses to sleep at night actually reveals whether they've truly let their guard down around you. The answer might surprise you. 2. Petting them in the wrong spot for too long. Why does your sweet, cuddly parrot suddenly turn and bite the hand that was petting them just seconds ago? You didn't do anything wrong, at least that's what it felt like. But here's the truth. You did do something wrong. You just didn't know when, or where, to stop. Parrots love having their head and neck scratched because it's a spot they can't reach themselves. But stroking down their back, under their wings, or near their tail feels completely different to them. In bird language, that kind of touch mimics a mating signal. It can flood your parrot with hormonal energy they don't know what to do with. Researchers call this overstimulation, and once that switch flips, your bird isn't being mean. They're telling you that you crossed a line. The signs are always there before the bite. Their eyes start pinning, flicking from wide to narrow. Their feathers puff out. Their tail may fan open. Most owners miss every single one of those signals because they're too focused on how affectionate the moment feels. The rule is simple. Keep petting sessions short, stick to the head and neck, and the moment you see those signs, stop. Let your parrot decide when they want more. That's not your bird being difficult. That's your parrot teaching you how they want to be loved. And hey, before we move on, if this is already changing the way you see your bird, hit like and subscribe so we can reach more owners who want to learn the rules their parrot will never say out loud. 3. Moving their cage or favorite perch. You know that one corner of the cage your parrot always returns to, or that perch by the window they refuse to leave. What happens when you rearrange the cage, move it to a new room, or swap out that old perch for a nicer one? Most owners don't think twice. You're just upgrading their space. But to your parrot, you just rearranged their entire world without warning. In the wild, a parrot's roost is the one place they know is safe, the spot they chose because it lets them see danger coming and feel hidden at the same time. When you suddenly shift their cage or remove their favorite perch, your parrot doesn't just feel mildly annoyed. They feel exposed. That sense of security they built around that exact spot is gone, and they have no idea why. This kind of disruption is one of the most common hidden triggers for stress in pet birds, showing up as excessive screaming, feather plucking, or a sudden refusal to settle at night. The rule here is respect what they've claimed. If your parrot always returns to one perch or one corner, that's not random, that's a decision. And if you do need to change something, do it gradually. Move it a little at a time so your parrot can adjust without feeling like their safe space disappeared overnight. 4. Hovering or reaching into the cage while they eat. Do you ever walk past your parrot's cage while they're eating and reach in to refill a toy, adjust something, or just say hello? It feels harmless, right? But your parrot doesn't see it that way, not even close. In the wild, mealtime is one of the most exposed moments a bird can experience. Their head is down, their focus is on the food, and their awareness of everything around them drops. That instinct doesn't switch off just because they live in your living room. So when a hand suddenly appears near their bowl, or you lean in close while they're eating, your parrot's survival brain kicks in. They can't fully relax into the meal because part of their mind is now tracking you. Even if they don't react visibly, that stress is happening internally, you just can't see it. What you can see is the aftermath. Parrots who feel pressured during meals often start guarding their food, lunging at hands that come near the bowl, or eating in a rushed, anxious way. The rule is simple. When your parrot is eating, give them space. Don't reach into the cage, don't loom over the bowl, and let those few minutes belong to them and only them. 5. Ignoring them when you walk into the room. When you come home or walk past your parrot's cage, what's the first thing you do? Check your phone, head to the kitchen, get settled. But have you noticed your parrot immediately perks up, maybe even calls out to you? Most owners walk right past without responding. To you, it's nothing. You're busy. You'll say hi later. But to your parrot, that moment meant something. In the wild, parrots use contact calls constantly, short chirps and whistles that basically mean, "I'm here, where are you?" When your parrot calls out as you enter, that's not random noise. That's your bird checking in, the same way they would with a flock member. When you ignore that call, your parrot doesn't throw a tantrum right away. They just quietly notice. And over time, those ignored calls add up. Some parrots call out less. Others, frustrated that their calls go unanswered, start calling louder and more often just to get a response at all. The fix takes 3 seconds. When you walk in and your parrot calls out, answer back, even with a simple hello or a soft whistle. That tiny acknowledgement is often all they're asking for. 6. Where your parrot chooses to sleep at night. Have you ever noticed where your parrot settles down once the lights go out? Maybe it's tucked deep in the back corner of the cage. Maybe it's on the perch closest to you. Or maybe they tuck their head into their back feathers and go completely still. You've probably never thought much about it, but that choice is one of the most honest things your parrot will ever show you. Remember earlier, when we talked about how a direct stare can feel like a predator's gaze? This is where it all comes together. A parrot that tucks its head into its feathers and relaxes fully near you is doing something remarkable. They're entering their most defenseless state, in the open, right next to you. That's not just comfort. That's complete trust. A parrot that sleeps on a perch near the front of the cage, closer to the action, still feels safe with you. But they're keeping themselves a little more alert, a little more ready. That's not distance. That's a bird still learning your patterns. And a parrot that retreats to the darkest, most hidden corner of the cage every night. That doesn't mean they don't care about you. It might mean something in your daily routine is making them feel unsure. Maybe one of the things we talked about today that you didn't even realize you were doing. The good news is none of this is permanent. Every single day is a new chance to follow the rules your parrot has been quietly waiting for you to understand. And now you know what they are.